Before we get into the actual steps or process of mediation and where it fits in the conflict resolution continuum, we've touched on how we may personally view difficulty or conflict. Have you ever considered, though, how others might view difficulty or conflict? And why is this even relevant? Well, because the world or society, and by virtue the workplace, are all centers or enclaves of cultural diversity. Therefore, being aware of how others approach conflict or difficulty and how they may feel when in it is a key piece of the awareness and understanding that we talked about in our introduction to this course. This is critical and cannot be overly emphasized. Critical to our technical ability to resolve conflict or difficulty. Look at these Chinese characters. Do you see anything interesting, perhaps, about them? The Chinese language is over 4,000 years old. The oldest physical evidence of the existence of the language or of the characters themselves turned up on the underside of a turtle shell where the characters had been written, and that artifact had been unearthed and dated as writing more than 3,000 years old. So tend to look for the picture in the characters. However, this is not a pictograph, as some characters in the Chinese language are. So then, what is this word? This is the Chinese word or characters for conflict. What stands out to you as perhaps interesting? The Chinese, by language and therefore culture, have been conditioned to view conflict as both dangerous and as an opportunity. Is that a new thought for you, perhaps? When the Western cultures hear the word conflict, what do you hear? Well, as our earlier exercise likely indicated, we hear a very negative, narrowly defined expression in the English language. When someone from China or who is fluent in the various Chinese dialects or language hears the word conflict, what do you think they hear? They likely see a broader rather than narrowly defined understanding. An awareness of danger, yes, but also an awareness of opportunity. So let me ask you this then. What opportunities could possibly come from a conflict or a difficulty? Okay, now let's briefly review what we've touched upon thus far. Thus far, we've seen from a societal view that the need for communicators who are conflict resolution-oriented people is greater now than ever before in society, regionally, nationally, and globally. We've touched on how conflict makes you feel personally with the situational exercise. We've touched on how other cultures might view conflict or difficulty. And we had a brief video definition of what conflict is.